filmed and it wasn't filming. Hey, hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia and welcome to start a new weekly reading vlog. If you have noticed, I'm in a different location. I'm in Cape Cod. I decided to take a spontaneous trip here. I'm hanging out with my fam. Yeah, so I took the train down today. If you didn't know, I'm from New Jersey, and I took the train for 5 hours and took it to Boston. The entire time I was reading. So I read this from cover to cover. If you didn't know, I got an ARC of this book. Also, this is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, one of my most anticipated books ever. I had an ARC of this, which is an advanced reader copy, so I had it before it came out, and I was a little poopy head and did not read it. Or at least I didn't like get at all through it. Like I got maybe like 10% through it and then put it down because I'm a mess. But it came out now. It's out. You can go read it, go buy it, pre-order it. It already came out. Never mind. It's so great. Wanted to reread Daisy Jones and the Six before I read this because in my head, I thought that this was more of a continuation than it is. It's not at all. You don't have to read Daisy Jones, though I highly recommend you do, and all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's backlog, especially Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six. Can you tell I'm tired? I just worked out. But this is following the children, so it's not even following this guy named Mick Riva, who is basically kind of like Mick Jagger. Though I do not know anything about Mick Jagger, I've just heard that through reviews, so I could be totally wrong. But he's just like this famous like rock star who like has a bunch of kids and like just leaves them to fend for themselves and like doesn't want to have a family, and it's just about that family and how they struggle and deal and make a life for themselves. And it's set over like 24 hours, I want to say, and there's like, and you know from the start that there's like a fire, and it does go back in time a little bit, just like giving you the family history and things like that. Like I said, it's not in Daisy Jones and the Six. Like this character like is at a party like one time, and I'm like, why did I reread this entire book? But it was a fabulous reread. I haven't even finished it. Like an hour left of it. Fantastic. When I say I was really scared going into this, I was really scared going into this because to have an author make such great work, you just, you know, it's like a J.K. Rowling situation, even though she turned out to be like a garbage human. I can't think of another person at the moment. It's so much hype, so much anticipation, and it was chef's kiss. Fantabulous. Loved it. Loved every second. And I like finished it, like I read it the entire time. And I had like a little bit of time where I was just doing nothing. So the other two books I brought on vacation, now I'm like, I probably should have brought more. I brought Simmer Down. I brought Simmer Down, which I'm already like 100 pages into. This is romance about competing food trucks, enemies to lovers, good time so far. And then I have People We Meet on Vacation. So appropriate for my vacation, which is like my only vacation this year. And I've heard amazing things about this. Again, another really anticipated book. But I was gonna bring another book, and I, the last minute, took it out of my bag because I was like, oh, Pia, don't bring 4 books, like it's too heavy. But now I'm like, oh, there's all these ebooks, and I should probably read some ARCs. If you're new here, I also really enjoy warming some wax. So this is my wax warmer. I did bring it from home, and we are currently melting The Pharmacist's Daughter Tangerine Claw. This was like a little white claw. So cute. And I have my song notebook and my bullet journal. More wax. This is the setup. I'm always filming when my computer is like rendering a video. What are you gonna do? It's part of my charm. I wanted to update you on Simmer Down. This is the book I'm reading. This is romance about food truck. I haven't told you about it probably. I am now on page 242. It's like feeling the same way I kind of was feeling about Sarah Smith's like previous book, which was called Faker. I think I'm liking it a little bit more, but it's just like there. It's like not like I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's like, you know, but it's not like one of my favorite romances, and like especially because I do read a lot of romance, it's just not wowing me, and that's how I feel right now. So I do have like 80 pages left, so like less than 100 pages. It's fine. It's whatever. I'm so excited to start reading People We Meet on Vacation. I'm dying. I'm dying to read this. Like I just want to read it. I just I'm going to the beach today, so I might bring both books because I'll probably finish one and start another one. Hello everyone, it is Thursday. I have finally finished Simmer Down, and I'm giving this 3 stars. It's exactly what I expected to give it. I think that I might, unless like I'm really intrigued by one of this author's like plots for her next books, I'm probably going to like pick up the audiobook through my library or something like that, because these aren't books like I necessarily need to have to be conscious with my spending. I did pick up People We Meet on Vacation. I am 20 pages through it, and I'm really liking it so far. It's about these two best friends who like go on a vacation together every summer, and they're like complete opposites. Our main character Poppy is like a travel blogger, and our other main character Alex is like just like a homebody, curmudgeon-y kind of character, and they're best friends, and then something happens and now they're not, and so it's told through all these different summers and then comes to the present. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to try to edit and upload maybe and then do some more reading. I'm not gonna say I just booked my flight to college, but I just booked my flight to move to college. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hello all my friends. It is Friday evening, night, maybe. I have not read more of this book. I have read a lot of my audiobook, started a new audiobook. I started Felix Ever After by Case and Calendar. I am 63% into it and I'm really liking this. This is about a transgender teen who is kind of not being outed, but being kind of blackmailed by someone who posted all these pictures in their school of pictures before he transitioned and using their dead name and things like that. And well, they're just trying to be like a teenager going through stuff and like discovering their identity and things like that. And like it's fantabulous. It's a lot like Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, but it's like very fun. Like it has that like nice witty style and it feels like authentically appropriate for the age, and I just really enjoying it so far. And I'm trying to squeeze in as many queer books as I can, as always, but also since it's Pride Month and I want to get those reviews out to you, but I'm not on Voices, so I cannot speak to the trans representation. But I do believe that the author is trans. Amazon is going to develop this into something. I look so great. Hello my friends, how you doing? How is it crack-a-lackin'? It is Saturday night. I finished a book, halfway through another book. Life is going amazing. I realized I've read like 13 books this month. How'd we do it? No idea. Audiobooks. Lifesavers. So speaking of which, I finished Felix Ever After. I love this. Gave this 4 out of 5 stars. It was great. Like I said, it was very similar to that other book I mentioned, Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, but it was so sweet. Definitely talked about a lot of important things in the queer community, as well as obviously just like general like marginalization and things like that. But one thing I'm noticing in new queer books is that we're talking about discrimination within the queer community, which is, you know, you would think there isn't any, but there is. So it's really interesting that it tackled that, and obviously a bunch of other things. So definitely like trigger warning if you are sensitive to any sort of, you know, obviously this person was being blackmailed and this other person was just like telling them that they didn't deserve to exist. So not a good topic, but I thought it was handled really well. I think like generally like there was like a romance kind of and like it was also like handled well. Like it was like a good romance, I would say, and I think it was quite realistic, and it also kind of posed important questions that I don't think a lot of teen or YA romances pose, which is just general things that you get out of relationships, whether that love is that sort of relationship, that like just a bunch of different things. And it was great. It was a good time. Loved it a lot. Which is funny because I read Case and Calendar's middle grade Hurricane Child and I hated that book. And then I started Take a Hint, Danny Brown. Take a Hint, Danny Brown. I read Get a Life last week and I was waiting for this from the library. This is a romance about the second Brown sister. You don't have to read these in order or even all of them if you don't want to. And it is about a woman named Danny Brown who is a professor, and she kind of has this friendship with the like security guard. He ends up like saving her, well kind of saving her, and like is like carrying her in his arms, and someone posted a photo of it, and then they start fake dating for reasons, and she like does relationships and he like has had this huge crush on her. It's very fun. I really like Danny Brown as a character, though it is kind of hard for me to distinguish all of the different Brown sisters. I think they're all very fun, very sassy. They definitely have like distinct personalities, but I can't really distinguish them from each other, if that makes any sense. But I am really liking this. She is queer. She identifies as bisexual. She has pink hair, which is sick, and I think she's plus size. Lots and lots of representation, and I believe this deals with death of a loved one and generalized anxiety disorder, so tread with caution if for those triggers. I do like that it mentioned that at the beginning of the book, which I find fantastic, and more books really need to do that, even if it does contain maybe a spoiler. Just it's really just honestly the bare minimum at this point. People really need to do that. So I'm loving this. I'm halfway through it. Talia Hibbert so far is like really solidifying herself as a really great romance writer in my opinion, so I I'm really enjoying this. I am going to read more of my physical book that I have always lost. I have not read any more of this just because I am loving it so much, and I feel like this odd pressure around it, which I don't know if you guys ever experience this. When you guys read a book that's really hyped or a book that you're really excited to read, you almost don't want to read it because you don't want it to ruin that like perception that you have of it. But I do need to get into this. I'm going to, because I'll say the hour before I'm going to go to sleep, I'm going to read, and it just turned 10 o'clock and I like going to sleep at 11. So I'm going to physically read this. Hello my friends, it is Monday. I need to end the vlog. I did end up finishing People With Me on Vacation. Loved the heck out of this book. Fantastic. Maybe loved it more than Beach Read, and that's like saying something because Beach Read was like one of my top books of last year. No idea how it happened. One little thing that did bother me was like a little predictable bit. I was like, oh, like this is going so well. Like, why do I still have stuff left to read? And then I was like, oh, that lie. And I was like, oh. But it was like a little bit more of a bigger deal than I thought it should be. But I picked up a book yesterday. Went book shopping. I got Separation Anxiety by Laura Sigmund. I've heard of this book. Don't know a lot about it. I went to my favorite bookstore, which is Yellow Umbrella Books. If you're ever in Cape Cod, and they have like new books as well as used books. But I'm a used book-aholic, so I have not finished Take a Hint, Annie Brown. I have like less than an hour left of the audiobook, but as it is now a new week, now screw me. So anyways, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.